Kai,
Yeah.
you good?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna have to turn you up a little for. Uh,
All
oh,
right.
no
Is that
wonder.
better?
No, it was me. For some reason I had you turned down to
There he is.
80%. Let me check everybody else.
Okay. If
I got
everybody's
everybody
ready.
turned down a little bit for some reason. Kai,
Yeah.
you good? No, Drax and
Yep.
Lanner are good. Okay.
Okay. Kai,
So, Lanner, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you
you good?
the 3 count
Yep.
here for the music.
Okay.
So one,
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna have to turn you up a little
3.
for.
Ba 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 ba.
So yesterday you visited the Temple of Beauty, where Todrin had called for a conference of the temple's highest-ranking clergy members. They discussed several topics of concern, including the troubling revelation that the temple's holy ground had been dispelled. As the conference was coming to a close, Heart Warder Lorelei Lynn turned to Todrin and kissed him. In full view of those in attendance, she revealed herself to be a succubus and drained some of Todrin's life force. As she did, two of the Knights of the Ruby Rose stood up and began striking at the priestesses of Sumi. Another succubus and incubus were disguised as acolytes of the temple and joined in the fray, along with Seraphina, Lorelei's halfling lover. During the chaos, Oscar conjured an army of frogs, one of which ended up swallowing Seraphina's quasit familiar. The Ruby Rose Knights were freed of the charm effects that had been placed upon them, and the succubi disappeared one by one, until only Seraphina was left. She tried to cast a spell that Bartholomew later managed to counterspell. Her spellbook later revealed that the circle of blood that she had used in the casting of the spell was a component for the summoning of a demon. With the succubi gone and Seraphina arrested, the High Priestess requested their immediate aid in protecting the temple as she hallowed the ground once more, using the materials that Todrin's donation bought. The 24-hour casting went by uneventfully. The next day, which is today, early morning of the 23rd of Kythorn, 1492. The next day, Todrin's presence was requested at the jail. Seraphina was being held. He and Bartholomew were horrified to watch as the succubus appeared inside the cell with the halfling and drained the life from her body with the same kiss that she gave Todrin the day before. It is now around noon of that same day. So, uncommon, what would you guys like to do?
Where are we currently at?
Well, you guys are assuming that Bartholomew has returned from his thing. You'll all be at the
Sexcabade.
you'll all be at Troll Skull Manor.
Indeed. Okay.
Can we retcon one thing with Serval, and that at some point he would want to talk with the High Priestess, and
Yeah, you guys would have plenty of time to talk with her. It was, like I said, it's 24-hour casting time. If there's any conversation, I apologize. I rushed that a little bit because we were near the end of the session, and I
wasn't even available to play, so
yeah.
no worries.
So yeah, go ahead. Sure.
So it occurs to me that with fiends running all over the place of various types, that we need to have we need to show that the city's not going to tolerate. The castle hunters are having a feast here soon. Would it be advisable to consecrate the feast time before they have their event? And who knows, maybe even cast Hero's Feast on the food to make sure that nobody's harmed in any way that we can maybe prevent. And at that point, Serval would kind of gesture to Todrin because he's not sure how much the High Priestess knows about that specific information, so he's kind of dodging around the issue that they're
to the best To the best of my knowledge, you guys have not told anyone except for, I think, just a handful of people.
Serval told a few people, but
Yeah, the knowledge that the Castellanters are involved in anything that's going to be unusual to hear for anyone at this point.
yeah. So they
Um,
probably wouldn't. Probably be weird to call them out and say that they are, but we can imply that we want to protect their feet.
So I honestly wasn't expecting this, so I'm just going to throw a couple of things out here. First, the party that the Castellanters are intending to have is going to be held at their villa, and
I thought it was going to be at a feast hall. Darn it.
yeah, they have invited people from all across the city to their home.
Well,
And
implying that we should
for the
do this
record,
in secret so that we don't disrupt their festivity.
so for the record, that happens in 7 days.
Okay.
Is there any connection between the Temple of Beauty and the Castle Lanterns party?
Yes and
That's
no, and Todrin would know this specifically, that the Castellanters have a history of donating.
Philanthropy.
Yes, philanthropy. They donate to many of the temples, including the Temple of Beauty, which is a favorite of Amalia Castellanter, Lord Castellanter's wife. She has a thing for butterflies. I forget what they literally have the word for that in the book, and I cannot. It's here somewhere. I'd have to look.
Butterfile.
No, hang on. I'm gonna look it up now. Now I'm curious. It's
Is that just someone who likes butter?
let's see here. Where would it be? Hang on, I apologize.
I could just, I mean, I could see him getting us in there, consecrating the shit out of stuff as a,
So
you've been so helpful for us.
that's the thing, though. Again, it's a 24-hour casting time to do that. There's as far
Heroes
as
feast
as
on the
far as
food would be
as
much
far
easier.
as the thing about Heroes Feast, how many people does that even serve? Like, first off, there's a cost to it.
Yeah.
And there is
So
a set number, I believe.
okay, it is a level 6 spell. It costs 1,000 gold pieces to do. It takes 10 minutes to cast, which that's not necessarily the problem, but it will feed how many people? Up to 12 people. They're going to have a lot more than 12 people there.
Darn.
Shit.
Well, I just need to cast them more often.
10 times, 10,000 gold.
I've got another idea. Hold on just a second. If you guys want to move on, talk about something else, I'll be right back.
No, if you guys want to cover this, I think this is an important thing. I was not expecting, but if you guys want to cover it, we will.
I don't really know what to say about that, or do about that, to be honest.
Let's see.
Drax, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I really don't know when either. The Castellanter's party is very, very, very far from my priorities.
Maybe we should be bringing this to Force Grey. This is the number of souls we're talking about here is definitely going to fall under the purview of.
Yeah, but you guys have no proof.
Yeah, there's no proof. The one person who had proof was Vincent, and yeah.
Well, we have a lot of sway behind us, and I have Zone of Truth.
Yeah, but that can be saved against. So
Not only that, but I'm just gonna put this out here. To use magic to influence a noble without their consent.
Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about bringing this before the Blackstaff and using whatever sway. I don't mean sway as in forcing her. I mean sway as in we have a lot of clout. We've done a lot. Us saying something, she can't just turn around and be like, "Well, I don't believe you." Like what?
It's not a matter of belief. It's a matter of the Castlenters are one of the most powerful families in the city.
We have to have proof. We already talked to.
And I guess we don't do anything, huh? What like? What?
We already talked to. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We already talked to Blackstaff, and we talked to.
Did we?
Serval left a note with Blackstaff and with the Gauntlet, Order of the Gauntlet, but without proof, we can't. They can't act. It's all hearsay, and so they know it's. They have a report, but that's all they have right now. And so unless we do something to foil it, like unless we go around and pour potions of neutralized poison into their food, there's and their wine, there's not much we can do at this point. That's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to sabotage their efforts to assassinate so many people all at once.
Are you subduing a Triceratops?
Okay.
That's my yes, Triceratops windshield wiper. The horns are just going.
Why are we talking about
I don't
crime?
know. I got nothing.
Why did crime come up?
I think he was
cast spells
thinking
on
I was.
nobles.
He thought I was going to try to use Zone of Truth on somebody against their will.
Ah,
The point of that is more specifically that they are an incredibly powerful family, and
They have done a lot of good for the city.
they're probably like in the last suspects of something like this.
They have been so good at hiding their intentions that nobody would believe us. I mean, even right now, our report is that they're going to assassinate a bunch of people, and the first thing that comes up is everybody is very, very skeptical. That was the first thing that came up.
I will say this: the one thing that you guys would know, and Bart specifically, based on your thorough reading of the contract, even if they were to manage to get the 99 souls that they need to get, they don't have the money. They would need They literally would need more money than was in the vault. They need one shy of 1 million gold pieces. There was only 500,000 in that vault to begin with. So now you guys do
they
know
have to have another way to come up with the money.
Yeah. And you guys do know that they have you guys do know that they have sold a lot of their property. Like probably the only things that they own in town right now are their banks and their villa. And other than that, they have sold off everything else over the last several months.
I was going to ask, in their equity, they should have quite a bit of money.
Most of it has been sold off.
Pile somewhere.
So really what it comes down to is we don't know how much money they have. They might have enough, they might not. They might steal the rest because they do have the banks. They can just swipe whatever they need in their desperation and then say someone was, was a thief or something later. But the only surefire way to disrupt what they're doing is to prevent the poisoning if possible. And like I said, because of...
And we're pretty sure it's going to be poison?
You know for a fact it's going to be poison because that is what Vincent Trench told you. He told you specifically that, he told you specifically that Amalia has acquired a significant amount of poison.
Yeah, but
And
that could be dissension. Totally trying to mislead us and stuff.
It's a possibility.
but they would have to know that someone was looking in order to be able to
Well,
prepare that kind of deception.
It depends on when Vincent went to their side. Did he go to their side first and was trying to see if he could get more money out of us? In which case, that was totally dissent. Or if that was him saying, "You asked me first, so will you pay me?" And then when we didn't, then he joined their side. He did seem.
Then
I
it's
think-
extortion. That's not better.
Well, I think he definitely tried to get. He gave us first dibs, is what I gather. And when we didn't go for it, then he went to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally am tempted to believe that it will be poison, but that being said, he's on their side now. He could very easily tell them I told the uncommon about the poison, and either way they now have a different plan.
They could have a different plan, or they could just keep going forward with contingencies. They have other contingency plans. So we don't know. We
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm seeing zero ways to do this without kicking in the doors at the feast when it's too late.
Unfortunately, it's one of those things that we can't save everyone every time, especially when we're, what, 6th level now? We don't have the potency to go kicking in doors at this. So my
Perhaps.
suggestion is that we could use the water deep zoo to inform everybody the day before. That way,
Perhaps we
They
should
can't-
consult. Maybe we should
I don't
consult
know.
someone who may know better. Such as
Better about what?
how to handle this situation.
maybe we should open up to the priestess and see if she has
I don't know about the
some,
priestess. I don't feel like she. I was thinking Vajra.
That's what I said, and they said that's not feasible because we have no proof.
Well, we don't need
Yeah, we
proof
can't-
to ask her about what we can do about this.
Yeah, you can totally ask her if you want.
and
Alright, what
that-
is she gonna do? Get mad and throw us in jail because we think?
No. That's not why I was arguing against her. I wasn't arguing against talking to her. I was arguing a different. So
Well, I'm just
I was
saying, if we don't
arguing
have
that
any
she
good
won't-
ideas.
She
ahead.
won't jump on our. She won't jump in and go arrest them based on our suggestions.
Right, no, I'm not
What
asking.
no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was arguing against.
Well, what
What
I'm
we
saying.
could do is exactly right. You are exactly right. Is that we can go in and say, hey, what can we do? What is allowed by the law in a situation like this where there's a suspect of mass murder?
Right, because as the Blackstaff, her interest is the city, and if we tell her 100 people are gonna die tonight, not tonight, but on this night, we think, she's not just gonna be like, oh, whatever, go away, you can't do anything because you don't have proof. She's gonna be like, well, here's some ideas, maybe, to go about getting this proof.
The only other thing I can think of is that we go to the people that we have influence with and we convince them to, just in case, take some potions of neutralized poison with them. That
Yeah,
way,
something.
hopefully.
You do not know if anything like that even exists.
Really?
As far as 5th edition D&D goes, that is not a thing.
Really? Okay. Never mind then. Well, in that case, but. Alright.
Cool. Well, it sounds like our move is to go to her, tell her what we know, and that it's kind of out of our hands. We're not going to be allowed on the property.
So,
Exactly.
is that where you guys want to go then to see Vajra?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, give me just a minute here.
We could just poison everybody before the Castellan is due so that they can't poison anybody.
give them a bout of food poisoning. Something that they'll survive.
So
That's
when you guys arrive at Blackstaff Tower, am I moving too fast?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
When you guys arrive at Blackstaff Tower, You were welcomed in open arms. They lead you upstairs to Vajra. She is happy to make time for you guys, especially considering what you've just done for the city. And again, she's got this large window that, when you look at Blackstaff Tower from the outside, there are no windows, but she has a window that's looking out on the city in her office. So,
Right.
but yeah, she invites you guys in, and she says, "You wanted to speak with me."
Yes, ma'am. Remember that we brought to your attention the involvement of the castle lanterns as the heads of the cult of Isma.
Alleged involvement, yes.
Yes, alleged. So some of that information involved the feast that they're going to give in 7 days,
Now,
and in that
correct me
feast,
if I'm wrong, but this information came from an individual who attacked you.
he attacked us because we weren't willing to give him half of the city's gold. And so he went to the castle lanterns after this fact. And so there's that.
Where is he?
Vincent Trench. I have no
We
idea.
currently
I don't
do
even
not
know if
know.
that's his real name. So I don't even know if he gave us a fake name so we can't scry him. I don't know, ma'am. I honestly don't know.
She kind of looks over the rest of you and says, "Well, if this is if the information he gave is correct, we really should do something. But I'm open to suggestions."
Well, the only thing that I can think of is a way to prevent the poison from working on the participants of the feast. Because otherwise, I can't think of anything else personally that we would be illegally allowed to do in this situation until a crime has been committed. This is why we came to you, because we were speaking amongst ourselves, and that we have no ideas as to how to proceed to prevent this tragedy.
So let's, for a moment, consider, if they do have this poison, where would it be kept?
Well, with Vincent Trench working for them now, and they know that we know, so chances are they have some sort of contingency beyond the poison. I don't know, ma'am. I don't know. I Everything is kind of up in the air. All we know is
Her
that per
eyes,
the contract, they have to have that many people killed that
Yeah.
day.
her eyes kind of go from Serval to Oscar to Todrin to Bart. And she says, "Anyone else?"
Todd's
Serval
very
steps
upset.
back
Like,
slightly.
he's not even like really paying attention.
You have to forgive him a recent tragedy in the temple, ma'am.
Kind of raises an eye. She kind of raises an eyebrow and looks at Todrin. She says, "What happened?"
I was betrayed very strongly, very deeply, and I don't know how to feel or what to do about it.
Who betrayed you?
Lady I thought I loved.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too. And frankly,
Unfortunately,
I'm just tired of everything feeling like it's a million miles over my head. Every time I feel like I've got a grip on things and we get a victory, we fall 6 steps behind and somebody I cares about dies, and I don't see that I personally can do anything about this Castellanter business.
hmm,
My lady, we're planning on taking an extended rest and recuperate from the emotional tragedies
she
that have
t-
befallen us of late.
she she turns to Bart and she says, "Would you close the door, please?"
I close the door.
She waves her fingers, and the window behind her disappears, and you just see mortared brick behind her now. She says, "This is
Hell of a
off the
curtain.
record. This this is off the record. If you really want to find out what's going on in that villa, you're going to have to go in."
But we don't have the skills to avoid detection and to bring out proof that's necessary to prevent what's going on.
That is the issue.
She kind of,
None of us are particularly stealthy.
I think you underestimate yourselves, quite frankly. She says, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying that the only way to be sure at this point is first-hand, hands-on proof.
Of course.
Another
Unfortunately,
option might be to find this Vincent Trench.
the last time we encountered him, went very poorly for us. So we would need more information about who and, more importantly, what he is before we were to do that now.
She just nods her head and
And
says,
right now, we just don't have the resources, and we are emotionally battered from everything that's happened. I think the best thing that we could do for ourselves and for the city is to remove ourselves for a little while and regroup and recuperate.
Well, and as I'm sure you are aware, Jarlaxle and the Sea Maidens Fair have left the city as of this morning.
Excellent.
You just see her kind of grin at that.
I just nod.
She just smiles and says, "You're not alone in those feelings." The best I can do is offer you some. I can't offer you a guarantee, but I can tell you that I will be there to vouch for you, but I cannot tell you to do this. You would be on your own. You would not be acting as Force Grey. You would be acting independently.
Caught and have.
I will do everything I can. I will do everything I can to help you if that happens.
All right.
Well, we've got 7 days to figure out what we may or may not be able to do in this regard. So we'll give you a definitive answer.
To be quite honest, I feel like if the Castellantas were to catch us infiltrating on their villa, they would simply kill us.
Oh, they'd kill us if they think they could get away with it.
And they could. If we sneak onto their villa, there's no grounds. There should be no way to prove that we were there. And if there is, then it's crimes that will prove that we were there, and they're justified. So there's no way, not justified, but there's definitely grounds for self-defense.
And she just nods her head and she says, he's right.
They have plenty of reason to want us dead at this point. We have thwarted quite a bit of their plans, and right now it's their children's lives on the line. I don't
their
think
children or 99 other people. One or the other.
What do you think is more important to them, Todrin?
Well, I'm just saying, either way, a lot of people are going to die.
Exactly.
Innocents are going
to die.
I don't think our lives rank amongst the important ones.
That's true. Right.
Yes. So,
It'll be a
my
trajectory.
lady, I don't think we're going to be able to partake in this, but if something in the next couple days comes up that might be able to change our minds and guarantee some reasonable amount of success, then I'll talk to, we'll discuss it and figure out if we're willing to take the chance. Right now, I'm not sure that I'm willing to take the chance. And I,
What about a
because it feels
guest
like it would be
list?
futile.
Is there any way we can obtain a guest list?
Ask any noble,
Um,
ask anyone in the city practically. There are invitations that have been sent out to every noble house, every citizen of the field and dock wards. They're all over the place.
Sounds like I need to talk to my father, and I look at Bart and you yours.
Sounds good.
What if we were to attend as representatives of our families?
Oh,
They can't
She
exactly
just
turn us away.
she just kind of nods her head and she says, "I could make sure that you get invitation."
That
excellent.
would that could work. Get
if
us
we
on the
could
grounds.
if we could get as many people to go to the event as possible who are consider the possibility that the poisoning could be happening or some other means to commit mass murder, and we're
If this
reasonably prepared for it,
if this is
then
going
that
to be a
could.
poisoning,
If it is poisoning, right.
if it is poisoning,
I
do you?
have
Well,
reasonable
let's ask another
abilities
question.
to reveal and demask any fiendish presence that they may have there, and all things considered, uh, like the likelihood of that is rather high. So I myself may be able to unmask them and cause panic at the time, regardless of where or what the matter of execution might be.
Might preempt based on the fact that there are devils lurking amongst
Right,
the event.
if we can pick a fight with some form of devilry on the premises while all the
Fiend.
nobles are in attendance, a fiend in general, yes, that would serve quite well to clear the grounds, I believe.
And the castle engineers will probably bring charges against us for staging some such an event. So, but they would have to prove it, and
Well,
Well,
we
if they
were
if we're
there
fighting
discussing.
fiends, obviously we were right and justified. What would they have against us?
if you were to have someone in the kitchen as they're preparing the food, you might catch them in the act of poisoning it.
That too. That too. How
Um,
could we accomplish that?
I don't know. That would be up to you.
I have a few
perhaps,
ideas, but
perhaps we should ask another question. If they know that that we know that they're poisoning these people, perhaps they're going to take another route. And what other way could they kill 100 people?
well, a mass assault of devils could do it, or some potent magics. I mean,
How would they
the
explain these
mistress.
things, though?
How
Does
about
it
a fire?
matter how if they
Accidental
if
fire?
they
Hmm.
if they were the only ones to survive, then they're only their whatever they say happens matters. They can't. Nobody can prove otherwise.
Right. A mass assault wouldn't be as clean as they would like it to be, I believe. I think the house burning down
Mass
may work.
assault could still happen because then they could use illusion magics or any number of other things to make it look like something else. Or after the assault, they catch everything on fire. The problem is that there's so many ways they could accomplish this, and we've got no idea. We're going to drive ourselves nuts thinking about all the different ways they could. Playing the what if game just isn't going to get us anywhere. the best thing we can do is to try to make sure that at least some of the people who go to this are not poisoned so that there's fewer than 99 people. I hate to put it that way, but I can't think of anything else that we could do. And then if we've got members of Force Grey and possibly of the Gauntlet involved, and they see what happens, then they can immediately call for the watch. They can immediately disrupt what's going on and potentially hold them properly accountable.
There were two survivors, weren't there? Your encounter with them with the cult in the when you were chasing the Stone of Gilorn.
The brother and someone else. Or wait.
Bart, you would, with your keen mind, know their names were Arn and Sophia.
Oh, those two guys, the guy and the chick.
Yes.
One of them I threw out the window, as they put it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
What happened to them? I forget in the chase afterward.
They got away.
But we could potentially have the watch look out for them, bring them in for questioning into the goings-ons of the cult.
Under what grounds?
Well, that's for the watch to decide. But you're the one who would remember
watch
this.
Do that though?
Yeah.
Ask her.
Yeah, Vajra's shaking her head, and she says, "At this point, warning the watch, you're warning them. We already know that they have people in the City Watch."
No, not saying that we give them specifics. Just say that there might be. Tell them that we're giving them extra security because of the riots that have gone on, and we don't know if any of the.
The riots have almost died off completely at this point. Protest.
But it's still an excuse to get people there to make sure that there's no further problems with the protesters and so forth. Just to make sure, just to keep that little extra because this is such an important event for the city. You know, that kind of excuse. And they don't have to be on the grounds, they just have to be nearby. And anybody who is of enough
Okay,
import
I don't
get
understand.
any,
I thought we were talking about finding these two.
I'm lost too.
We were
You
talking
lost
about
Okay.
finding Arn and
Okay.
Sophia, not. And we were talking like the
Oh.
guard are on our side and they just need an excuse. That's not the truth at all.
No. I don't think I don't think all of the guard is on our side. What I'm saying is that for the event, we don't tell the guardsmen, the watch, anything specific. We just say we want to make sure nothing untoward happens at the event with the riots and everything else that happened.
What they will tell you, and what Vajra will tell you is that is why the Castellanters have their own house guard, and any noble family, the Amcathras, the Margasters, have their own house guard. Is completely separate from the City Watch.
This is a private event. It's not like a
This is not a city event. This is a private celebration
of. It doesn't have to be on the watch doesn't have to be on the villa. It just needs to be an extra presence nearby, is what I'm getting at. Not on the property itself, but close enough. Have an excuse to have a large contingency of the watch.
Okay,
nearby.
but why would they do that? Why would the guard do that?
Because they're ordered to.
By who?
The Black Staff.
I do not have control of that. That is absolutely not within the Blackstaff's realm.
Yeah, okay, they're not on our side.
The City Watch. The City
this
Watch.
Is me as a. Okay, this is me as a player talking to you guys. Player conversation.
Right.
I'm not trying to say this is what Savon's
okay,
saying.
well that's Kazan telling you this isn't feasible because there's no reason for the guard to be there.
That is Vajra Safar telling you that is not within her purview. She controls Force Grey. She does not have any say over what the City Watch or the City Guard do, or the Griffin Cavalry. They are completely separate entities.
Oh yeah, there's Silver Mane, Silverhand, Jelster. That's his purview, right?
Jelester is Lord's Alliance. He is not necessarily City Watch.
Okay.
I think our best move
Well
is
then,
to keep this on a personal level with us. That's really all we have to go on here. As we've said, we have no proof. So if we can get ourselves on the grounds, cause a panic, and get everybody to leave, that ends their timeline and prevents the larger catastrophe. I don't know if there's anything we can do to save the kids themselves. This devil deal seems sealed one way or the other.
The only way that I
yeah,
think you would be able to do that is to
and the
you
contract with
the only
the
way that I
castle
know
level.
of would be to renegotiate that deal, but at this point you don't have anything to offer. Uh, Asmodeus is going to get what he wants regardless.
Right. So all we need to do is just prevent, like he said, some form of the catastrophe so that they don't get their hoped for numbers. And I believe if we were to be there in person, we could do that one way or the other. I like that.
Need be coupons for the Temple of Beauty.
Coupons for the
Okay. Well, guys, I wanted to tell you I apologize. I misunderstood where the black staff stood in the hierarchy.
that's all good, man. It's all good.
I don't
So,
think it had
but
necessarily been
I
said
think. Do
outright.
you think what I was? Do you think what I was trying to? Do you guys understand what I was trying to suggest?
That we have a group of people close at hand to call at a moment's notice.
Well, not on a moment's notice, but close enough that they could hold the Castellanters accountable for their crime. That's what I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
So at this point, I'm going to say that she has other things that need to be tended to, and there's really nothing else to come from this conversation. So
Right. So yeah,
uh,
if you
Yeah,
could
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you guys
secure,
have all the information you can possibly get
yeah,
from this. So
yeah. So if you could secure invitation for us and let us know when that happens, I think we may be able to work with that.
I'll have them sent to your Trollsville Manor.
Thank you. And on that note,
Thank you,
I
man.
do. So my dad mentioned that we could go with him when he leaves. What was
Yeah,
the time frame for that?
uh, a couple of days after the Castle Hunters deadline.
Okay.
So
And
essentially the first day or two or three of the next month.
and do I have any knowledge about the time frame for the vote that I promised Jarlaxle?
It has not been scheduled.
Okay, so no, I don't know anything about that yet. Uh,
Your father hasn't taken that position
Yeah,
yet.
it's about let's see, midsummer is almost 40 days away when your father would be taking over Amphail.
oh, okay. So the vote that he would be casting is after he joins the new
Yeah,
organization.
it's gonna be a while.
Okay, okay. So there's no need to hurry on that then. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then yeah, we're good.
All right. So I still kind of feel bad for suggesting things and trying to explain myself and being completely wrong. So I apologize, guys. I don't mean
I
to cause strife.
honestly I got lost, so I was a little confused as to where that we somehow jumped from Arn and Sophia to City Watch, and I was like, wait, where did that transition happen?
Right,
So
right. And
I got lost.
Sorry.
the large portion of the friction you're feeling bad about between us, man, is that you kind of edge into your meta thing fairly often, and that's us trying to push you back on the track of that's not something we can feasibly do or think of or accomplish as players. We can't pull those god strings. And that's
No,
us
no, no,
that's
no,
us
no.
trying to
I'm
reel
not.
you back in, and you don't feel that that's the way it is, man, but that's the way it is. That's what that friction. That's where it's coming from me at least. Is when you
Okay.
get that kind of friction is where you're starting to edge into that, and me personally at least, as I'm saying, that's not feasible.
And for me, it seems like something that we could reasonably bring up as a suggestion to somebody with that kind of power I'm not trying to control it myself. I'm trying to suggest it as a possibility for backup, so that if things go wrong, or when they go wrong, we have someone that
So
will.
I'm gonna throw this out there just outside the
see it as-
game. One more thing. I have, in my humble opinion, allowed you guys too often to rely on someone powerful like Vajra, or more likely Jarlaxle, to have an important role in certain things, and I'm trying to pull back from that and let you guys be the heroes rather than we'll just call in reinforcements. So there's a little bit of that in play
Okay.
here too,
That's fair. That's fair as well.
because you guys are
Shouldn't
the
have
heroes
told
of the
us that
story.
until it was too late.
You guys are the heroes of the story here, not Vajra, not Force Grey, not Davil or Jarlaxle or whatever. This is you guys have to do something. Is what I'm
Right.
getting at.
Right. Right.
No. And I'm fully willing to do something. It's just, you know, I'm always trying to cover bases and such, and I figure that Serval would ask for that help, whether it's available or not,
Yeah.
is another thing.
Okay.
That's for using
Anyway.
the side casing, but
Yeah.
he would still ask.
Anyway,
So moving
back to the game. So you guys leave there. You're probably mid-afternoon by now at this point. So
Where would I go to get research on devil worship and how they would go about claiming what they're owed from a contract?
you could go to any of the libraries in town, but you're going to get looks when you start asking about those kind of things. Truthfully, if you want to avoid raising suspicion, your dad's probably the best bet.
I don't want to go to him about this yet.
Well,
what about
I don't blame you.
what about him going to the Order of the Gauntlet and saying, "How do we combat these things?" Might that be a better approach? I mean, they would have ideas, wouldn't they?
Well, I'm not looking to combat. I'm looking to gain information about devils.
Quite frankly,
Like, why?
another option would be to ask one directly, and you have that ability.
I'm not doing that.
I'm just saying. That is not the DM giving you advice. That's just
Possibilities.
Damn it. I guess I will try to split from the
Summon
party to go
Vincent
talk to
Trench.
my dad.
Summon Vincent
Okay.
Trench.
so.
Summon Vincent Trench.
While he's doing that, do the rest of you guys want to do anything?
I
Just head back to the tavern, or
I guess you guys can come with me.
I was gonna
Let's go.
say, unless you make a specific effort to lose me, I'm with you right now.
Serval's going to probably go to Rashal and names failed. The
blacksmiths?
artisans, yes, and the
Imbricanavi.
magic artisan, yes. Those.
By the way, someone had mentioned, and I don't remember who it was, so I apologize, the possibility of upgrades to Troll Skull Manor or something along those lines. Tally would be the guy who you'd want to talk to if that was the thing.
Yes,
So,
I want to do that today as well.
okay. So let's start with, I'm guessing Oscar, Todrin, and Bart are going to go see Malfier?
Sure.
Serval, did you want to be a part of that, or?
Um,
Because you can go see Rishal and Imbricanavi if you want to. We'll handle that scene separate.
well, he's going to see if we can stop by them afterwards if everyone's on board.
Okay. So yeah, you guys arrive at Margaster Villa. Like I said, you're approaching early to mid afternoon at this point. By the time you get there from Blackstaff Tower, dogs out front are easily commanded by either Bart or his father, but you guys are invited inside by Malfier and his wife, and Malfier will look to you, Bart, and he says,
Did we take a long rest?
you guys had one after the temple fight, but it has not been a day after you guys are finished there. So
This
Well, it
morning was the
hasn't
trip
it though?
to
We did the reconsecration. You said that was 24 hours.
yeah, it should be. You should have had one. I think you've had one. Have you not?
No, you said it hasn't been a day. If we did the reconsecration after the fight, it has been more than a day, right?
Okay, I'll give you guys a long rest here then.
All right, cool.
That wasn't my point, but okay. I have a full rest either way. I'm fresh.
Yeah. I thought you guys had one. I wasn't sure. Anyway,
Give me just a second, Kazin.
sure. I'm gonna switch the music here while I'm thinking about it.
Ooh.
I sorted all of my music and I haven't been using it.
Ah,
Let's. This one's not so much music.
something bubbling ominously.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about these yet for the game. They're a lot quieter than a lot of the music is.
That's fine. Since we started, rhythm has changed. I can have a reasonable control over the volume.
Okay.
I can. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but it works for me.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So we walk in, and what did you say? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you guys come in. The dogs bark at your arrival, but you tell them to heel, and they instantly stop. They're very well trained guard dogs.
Get on.
Malfier invites you all inside, and some of the unseen servants will come around with tea or wine or anything like that you would like. Tea and crumpets. I don't know.
The dogs are told to
Crumpocalypse.
heal, and you get back
So-
5 hit.
When he walks in and I see him, I'll look at him and I'll say, Did you still have those records for the finances that you had, Father?
Oh yes, they're in the study.
Excellent. Well, we came to actually discuss some delicate matters. Oh, that was gross.
Are you okay, Bartholomew?
Yes, Drax is having some phlegm problems. One sec.
You see his eyes kind of glancing over at Oscar. And he just says, "Do you still have those rats?"
I too have suffered a trajectory as your sons have.
What? I just turn and look at you. Excuse me?
You just see it. He's looking right at Oscar and just, "Is that my dinner jacket?"
No. Was, but it's not.
Roll a deception check.
Did you just say that?
Yes.
It was, but it's not. Wow.
Yeah.
You just see his face just turn red and angry, and he just looks over at Bart and he just says,
Father, seriously, I apologize. He lacks the understanding of social nuance.
I don't know what that
Stuck in
means,
that jacket.
but he's right.
he just he steps forward, and Oscar stands 8 feet tall, like
7 something.
yeah, almost I think your stat sheet says 8, but 7 or 8 feet tall. He's easily taller than Malfear is. Malfear stands just toe to toe to him and just looks up to him, and he says, "You're going to keep my son safe, aren't you?"
I think he has a safe in his room. Yes.
You just see him close his eyes and rub his temple with one finger, and he just says, "Bartholomew, please tell me you know what you're doing with this one."
I do, Oscar, Father. Oscar's rather capable.
I'll take your word for it. You're lucky I didn't care for that coat.
Well, I'll give you the gold to replace it.
I
No
step
need,
forward.
it's fine.
I can see why. I'll stick out my hand. Good to
He
see you,
shakes your
Lord
hand.
Margaster.
It's good to see you too. You look a little worse for wear.
Yeah, I'm trying to shake off a lot, but yeah, we're getting along just fine. Bart's been well.
He turns to Bart and he says, "Were you going to get those finances?"
Ah, yes. And I will head towards the study.
Okay.
I will follow.
And Margaster just puts a hand on your chest and he says, "No need. I'd like to talk to you for a moment."
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the big guy here and remove ourselves, my lord.
Shit.
Lord. Come on, Oscar.
No need. All 3 of you can stay right here.
I'll look over at Bart. I want to get an insight on Bart. Is this what he wanted? I'm looking for, is he like, there we go? Or,
Bart, you can roll the appropriate thing in the tower.
It's under skills. There we go. I'm like, which tab is this? Like, I haven't done this a million times.
I haven't been using the tower for this kind of thing, but I feel like this is probably the appropriate moment for it because you don't know whether it's persuasion or deception.
yeah.
So
Um,
Makes sense to me.
where did I put the tower? Hold on, I gotta find that.
it's okay. Anyway, while he's doing that, I'll just say, "Oh, wow! I'm gonna screenshot that for you."
Is it a 1 or a 20?
Right?
You don't
Pretty
have
sure
to tell me.
Pretty sure I beat you
It
either
deserves a
way.
screenshot.
Oh, yeah, you would, because I don't.
Yeah, it's okay. In that case, I'll just tell you it's a 20.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's funny. It's like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I
I
beat
don't
you
have
either
any.
way. You don't have any benefit.
I look just as surprised as you.
Okay.
I hide it well, but you can tell my eyes widen slightly when he stops you.
That's
There it is,
awesome.
right there. If you guys wanted to see it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, Bartholomew, when you approach the finances room, you see Malfear standing alone.
Son of a bitch.
Oh. Excellent. All right. Well, I walk in and I'm just like, nifty trick.
Isn't it, though? What did you want to talk to me about?
Son of a bitch.
Actually,
we need
I
to have
was
this
gonna.
discussion in whispers, first off.
No, we're all
Okay.
right. Actually, I wanted to ask you about devils. I didn't
Certainly.
want to bring this up candidly with everyone around. I don't know how you feel about that. So,
It's understandable.
yes. First off, I wanted to know if the Castellantos had a bargain with a devil
Mhm.
to cash in for 99 souls or 100 souls or whatever the deal is. Would the devil be there himself for collection?
Asmodeus? No.
Well, no, not Asmodeus. I know that
There
all
would
contracts
be
are signed in his name, but
there would most likely be a representative, yes.
so there would be something significantly stronger than an imp.
Oh, yes.
I see. And that would come at the point of collection for the souls, and since the Castellantas likely have no vessel for collecting souls, it would be a mass collection?
Most likely, yes.
I see. That's what I needed to know. So that tells me that we will likely know that the demon who made the deal, or who is representing the contract, will be present at that party.
There is one other thing. He walks over to one of the shelves and he says, "You have to excuse me. I'm in the other room, but this book right here," and he points at on the shelf. Says, "This is some of your uncle's belongings. I think you might want to take a look at this."
I will skim through the books. Is there anything relevant to the devils?
Not
It's probably all
necessarily the
relevant to the
devils,
fucking
but there is evidence of a temple beneath Castellanter Villa.
Oh. Gasp.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, we need to get into that temple.
He says, "There is a secret entrance."
Nice.
And
Nice.
does he give us where that's at?
Ask him.
I don't. He says, "I don't know where it is.
Ah,
All I know is that it opens up into the mud flats on the west side of the city wall."
I see.
I'm going to bring up the map of the city here for you.
Well, do you mind if I take Alistair's belongings? Perhaps there's some sort of clue.
He says, "Certainly you may."
Excellent. Well then, is there a lot here?
Not a whole lot. What basically is here is just some of Alistair's Alistair's notes about the temple, and it doesn't. There aren't any specific links to the Castellanters necessarily. Just it can be inferred just based on what you already know.
That there's a temple below there thing.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. And they may or may not be aware of it. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So, no implications, but it does say that that's there.
Right.
And now we know there's an entrance somewhere in the mud flats that it goes to it.
Where are the mud flats on this map?
I'm just gonna move the "you are here" to it, just so that area right outside of the.
Oh, okay.
I'll use this. And for the record, the Castellanter's Villa, I'm going to put another circle on, is right there. So you can see it's not that far from necessarily the mudflats to their villa.
Right.
Just a couple of blocks.
Well then, perhaps we should go take a look at the mud flats. I will come collect this stuff later, Father. But thank you. I will head back into the other room now.
All right.
So I'll
And
come
they're-
back into the other room.
Malfear is just talking with you about the different things that he has heard of your exploits and recent troubles at the Temple of Beauty that may or may not have
Bullshitting.
reached his ears. Yeah, he's wasting your time essentially.
When you said he put his hand on me to hold him in the room, did it feel solid?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This place is scary.
All right, so I'll come back into the room and I will. I'll walk up to you, Todrin. So while I was in the study, one of my father's butlers approached me with a book, and it has everything that I wanted to know.
How handy.
Yeah, and I pull out the book, one of the books that was there, and I open it and I just point to some passages referencing some devils.
Wow. Okay. I need to insight you again because you're clearly bullshitting me.
Okay. Damn it. Well, you can see
Oh.
that I'm lying to you.
Yeah, it's a 15. I just sigh. All right, well, looks like we're done here. Good to see you, Lord Margaster, once again.
Always a pleasure.
Gentlemen, let's roll out. Oscar, don't steal anything.
I assemble.
For the record, his eyes have been fixed on Oscar since he walked in the door.
All right, once we get outside, what did you actually learn?
I actually learned that the devils, they will be present at the party.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
Sorry, I didn't want to implicate my father like that.
Ah,
It would have been a really awkward moment for him.
I understand. Okay. All right. Well, do we have anything else we want to accomplish today?
Serval pulls out a damaged scimitar that's it looks like it's been eaten away at, acid and so forth, and he's like, I've been interested in getting this repaired.
the
gentlemen
scimitar
wanted
you've been
to,
swinging around?
No,
Or-
no. This was actually the he actually had two scimitars. The rapier that he carries was Herman's.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the only other
So-
thing that you guys have that's on the immediate agenda would be the telling the snow beetles about Dasher. So
Oh, right. Right.
Oh, yes. How late is it? Can we
By
get
the time-
over there at a reasonable?
if you guys were to leave the city right now and go to the snow beetles, it would probably be approaching evening, but still daylight out. So
It's still a reasonable time to visit.
yeah,
Okay,
it
well,
would probably be like after work hours. They'd probably be just starting to settle in by then. But yeah, you could still
Thank you
still be
for
acceptable.
reminding us, Kason.
Yeah, I appreciate
definitely
that.
wanna get that done.
I don't know if I should be doing that, but at the same time, I know that was something you guys had wanted to do. So
Yeah.
I would have kicked myself for forgetting, so thank you.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I do.
All right.
Perhaps
I
we
don't
should
want to
go-
make a habit of reminding you guys of things like that, and the only reason I do it is because of a keen mind with parts. So
Right. That's a
It
good
is
point.
hard to remember. Well, you see, the thing is, our players would be wanting to do this, but we get carried away, and our minds get on so many different things
Yeah.
that sometimes, as a player, we forget.
all right.
So,
So
thank you.
where did you guys want to go to there, or hold that off for another day, or
Yeah, let's head that way.
okay?
Let's do that.
So yeah,
Before we
give me-
forget, cough cough.
give me just a
And-
minute.
Right. Do it while you're thinking about it.
Sorry, Kazin. What?
I'm trying to find. I have sorted music out for this kind
Bareback
of
in the
thing, and I
corner.
want to make sure I get something good.
Serval has the guy's ring, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
You know what? Why the hell not?
The Shire.
Like I said, why the hell not?
I could tell you were trying to resist that. You're like, you know what? Yep, we're gonna do it.
So yeah,
I love it.
from here, probably the easiest. It's about halfway if you went north or south, either way. But just because it's a nicer part of the city, you guys will probably go through the north ward, not the field ward. You'll pass the Amins farm, which is this large prison, but it's like where they bring the prisoners to, farm the land here. It's work release kind of thing, except without the release part. But yeah, you guys will find your way through Undercliff to the Snow Beetle Orchard and Meadery, and just, I know, Cyril, you can't see this on the map, but this place is really big. there's a main house that is probably about as big as Troll Skull Manor, and there are just orchards and beehives just everywhere you look out here. It is just almost for as far as the eye can see, practically, when you guys are coming up the path to their home. And you see
How
several
much business does Trollspool Manor do with it?
with the snow beetles.
We sell their
It-
meat, don't they? Don't we?
You do sell their meat. It's actually a favorite of Fala Lafaliers.
Right, I'm back.
The there's not like a direct business between the two. They sell it to the guild, and the guild brings it to you.
Hmm.
So
Fantastic. Okay.
You missed it, Drax. Kazan pulls up the Shire background ambience for going to the Halfling meadery.
Nice.
I was trying not to, and then I'm like, why not?
Yeah, dude, it's great. I love it. Who the fuck are you gonna offend? I mean, Drax is
But yeah.
short, but he's not that short.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. I love you, buddy.
So, yeah.
Whatever.
All 3 feet of you. Almost said 6 feet. I'm like, wait a second.
No, that's me.
I'm 5'7", bitch.
Cool. Yeah, so we approach the beautiful villa. Is it sized like for normal people?
That's a really good question, and
It's
I'm gonna say
interesting because
I'm gonna say no, just
Yeah.
for fun. So no, it's halfling sized.
Oscar is going to not say.
It's
rest
the
of us are gonna be
size.
strapped.
Yeah,
I can
it's
sit down.
it is the size of Troll Skull Manor, but sized for a halfling.
I was gonna
So
say
it's
that makes sense. So they got
It's
Stories.
huge.
2 or
It's-
3
it's-
more
it-
floors.
Yeah, it's a huge
Yeah.
mansion. It's just halfling sized.
Good for them, not bowing to the superiority of taller people.
So yeah,
They're short enough without bowing.
so
Anyways,
yeah,
sorry, no more
see
jokes.
several people out working in the. There's people wearing like a beekeeper outfit
Beekeeper,
that are bringing in the last of the honey for the day.
Todd takes a breath. This place is refreshing, rejuvenating. I can practically hear the flutes. It's really nice.
Get out of the city every once in a while.
Yeah, this is really nice. I'm glad we're here. I hope these people turn out to take it well. It's not like he's hurt. He's okay.
Indeed.
All right. I'll take the step forward this time and approach the. I don't know. Does somebody approach us asking why we're here?
I'll say there's for halfling, probably middle aged, that's sitting on the stoop out front. That's just he's got like a little pipe that he's putting some smoke powder, not smoke powder, but smoke weed. That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
It would be
Stinkweed.
Yeah. He's
stinkweed.
He's smoking a very nice pipe.
That's a nice pipe you got there.
Thank you. Do you want some? I have some extra.
I'll pass for now. I was wondering if we could speak to a member of the Snow Beetle family.
Lyle Snowbeetle at your service.
Well, excellent. We come bearing a message from someone you have been looking for.
All of a sudden, his expression just kind of goes serious, and he says, "Oh, who's that?"
I personally have forgotten his name.
Dasher.
Dasher, thank you. Young man named Dasher.
See him kind of. He says, "Blossom!" He just kind of turns over his shoulder, calls into the house, and it's not long before a middle-aged halfling lady comes out. She's got a apron on, and she comes out and she says, What's this about? She looks at you and says, "My lord, I'm Catherine."
Yeah.
Recognizing the colors, and being that Amcathras have, I'm pretty sure you in particular, probably more than anyone else would have met them before at some point, just because you have your family works in the same industry.
Right. What'd you say her name was again? Sorry.
It's Blossom,
Blossom.
and Lyle.
Right. I bow. My lady Blossom, it is good to see you again. And your lovely home. I have to admit, I've had some rough times lately, and this has been one of my few excuses to put a smile on my face. So thank you for that.
Oscar, real quick, what's your passive perception?
35. 15. Sorry.
You actually would notice. There, Oscar, you would be the only one to notice this, but there is actually an emblem on the right there on the front porch that for the Emerald Enclave. Anyway, sorry. She says, "What's this about Dasher?"
Right. We come bearing a message. I'm happy to tell you that young Dasher is happy and healthy.
Where is he? Is he with you? She
No.
just starts looking around behind you guys.
I'll gesture to Serval. My man here bears a possession of his to prove to you that we come from the man himself.
And Serval would produce the rings.
Halfling
us
rings.
to-
Wow.
Yeah! Oh my god, that's so perfect.
Wanted
Uh,
to
I'd like to do some perception checks for
Some-
lava.
So yeah, Lyle will take the ring from
Oh
you,
my
and he
god.
just he reaches up to take the ring from you, and he takes a close look at it, and he says, "Well, that's Dasher's all right. What if he's not with you? I don't understand. Where is he?"
he's living in the city and he's quite happy. He left Todrin. I see if he wants to continue taking the lead on this.
Yeah, he's found a group of friends with common interests, a safe place to call home, and a mission he would like to call his own for the time being.
Mission.
He has noticed your concern for him, and he just wanted us to let you know that he will not be coming home for the time being. I'm sorry to say.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage for the ring.
Okay. Oh fuck. Do I have an inspiration? I do not. Shit.
Advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Duh. I didn't do advantage. Thank you. Wow. A little better.
Just
+7, nice, dude.
Thank you.
I
Oh,
really
right.
just-
That answers your question, Lanner. +7 on my aura.
Nice.
I'd
Nuts.
really like to speak to him in person. Could you? You must be able to arrange
Yeah, I
something.
requested some privacy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he came to us. We can't actually go to him. Our sole purpose here, as I said, I'm sorry to say, is simply messenger.
We have some mutual friends, and we will see him at least one time. He's asked that we make sure we get his ring back to him, but so we can definitely relay a message if you want.
You see Blossom kind of tug on Lyle's sleeve, and she says, "I just want him back. He has to know he can come back. It doesn't matter what he's done. If he's done anything, he can come back."
Shit.
And Lyle just kind of looks up to you, and he says, Just tell him that he and his friends can come here. We'd like to meet his friends. Really."
I understand your struggle.
He
My
reaches
friends.
up and he puts the ring back.
Out of character, out of character, was there any mention that we should keep his love interest quiet?
Not specifically.
Not specifically. Can Serval get an insight and see if that might help the situation?
I would
Try to
say
gauge, given that information, if it
even without an insight check, I'm just going to say that they just want to see their boy.
They're just a loving
it's-
family. Yeah,
Yeah,
they just want to see him again.
fair enough.
but yeah, they're not going to give you the 500 gold piece reward for it because you didn't bring him here and you didn't really convince them necessarily, but they'll take your word for what you have told them and accept that for now. But they would like to see him again, and they would like you to pass along the message that he can always come home. So,
Of course, of course.
Well, this has been wholesome, and it's very good to see a happy, loving family. So, thank you for your time, and thank you for your lovely mead.
That was my reward.
We get some good commerce at our tavern from your delicious drinks.
Indeed.
oh, well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll let you get back to it, and we'll be on our way.
All right. So yeah, you guys.
I open Facebook real quick and you're just dissing Sergio hard.
Yep.
So from here, you guys return to Turtle Skull Manor. By the time you get there, it's dark.
Oh.
You guys see that your regulars are all here and tending to, Floon's tending the bar, and the halflings that work here are at work. So
We'll definitely take the ring and let them know that we've relayed the message and
yeah.
tell them what message the family wanted us to give.
All right, give me just a second here. I apparently have not done a thing that I meant to do. That's okay though. I meant to make an updated encounter for Trollskull Manor, just your regulars, but this will have to do for right now. So, Kai, can you tell me why I'm getting a script error?
Because Asmodeus hates you.
For some reason, Death Watch. What the fuck is this? Parameter 1 is not the name of a valid image. Like, I don't even begin to know what this is talking about.
Death
But
Watch is Star Wars.
No, this is.
I'm not sure.
That's new. That's weird. Liff has come up on the combat tracker, and he's the only one from the encounter that's coming up. Like I've got these other people are on here. Why aren't they showing up? Let's see. Like I can put Nat and Squidly and the others on here manually, but when I click the button to do the whole encounter, it doesn't come up right. But anyway, regardless, never mind. We'll tend to that at another time, and I'll figure that out between now and the next session. Anyway, so I apologize for that, but
All good.
Here's Troll Skull Manor in the meantime.
So, but it is the usual gathering. There's a bunch of people.
Yeah,
in there.
it's Fala's here, and Imbric and Avi are here. Rishal's here. Tally is here. All your regular customers after work hours.
Okay. I would like to approach the table with the childrens.
Okay.
And I'll put my hand on Azure Edge as I approach and just greet everybody. Hey, how's everybody doing?
I found out what the problem was. Okay, cool.
Oh, nice. Cool.
I'll tell you what happened. I had not updated the map. I had them set to the old map, and it was trying to put them on a map that no longer exists. So that was the problem. Okay.
Does not no longer. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does not no longer exist. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying before I figured that out?
That's okay. That's all right. I just approached the table with the kids. I got my hand on Azure Edge. I'm like, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, they all answered they're doing just fine. Nat looks up to you and she's making the hand gestures for sign language that again, none of you really understand yet, and if you want to, you have to put effort into it, but just so
Right.
you know.
Right. Well, I had a proposition for our young warrior here, and I'll turn and look to Nat. I was wondering.
Yeah, she just has this look on her face, and she's looking to the others, and they're translating for her.
Oh, she can't even understand me?
She's deaf.
Oh! I thought she was just mute for some reason. I had forgotten. Okay.
That's okay.
Gotcha.
It's been a long time. I understand.
It has, yeah.
Deaf, dumb, and black, remember?
Deaf, dumb, and black.
Wow.
Wow.
No, he's missing an eye. He's not dumb. The rest of those were right, though.
Oh, deaf, black. That's what it was. I knew there was some form of alliteration.
But yes.
Frickin' Hind.
So yeah, I'll just takes me a second to trigger or track that again, and I'm like, I really need to learn that because I would like to offer you some training in weapons, young Nat of Waterdeep.
Yeah, she's. When you say that, I'm gonna stop putting tokens on the thing because I'm getting distracted. But she's like, absolutely. It's like she's all on board for that. And Squidly's like, wait, what about the rest of us?
Well, young Jenks, I can't help you, son, unless you find some faith in a higher power. But Squidly, I'm also trained in a fair amount of ranged equipment that you seem to have interest in. I could help you as well. Maybe, Jenks, I might be able to persuade Bart to come with us. Maybe. I'm just dangling it in front of him, just teasing him.
Squidly's like, wait. You're gonna let me in your sharp objects?
Well, not right off the
Awesome!
bat. Not right off the bat. Not right off the bat.
It's too late. He's already.
Yes!
Kid's already lost one eye.
Wow.
But yeah, okay. So I will lead the three of them up to
Sitting at the bar talking to Floon.
yeah. So I'll walk past Bart and say, "Hey, man, you busy?"
No.
Your apprentice awaits.
You literally, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just kind of grab him by the shoulder and start leading him up the stairs. Your apprentice awaits as we march up to the common room with the three kids in tow.
Nice.
And yeah, I'll be trying to. It'll be cool because I'm teaching them super basics of weaponry right now, and at the same time I'm paying careful attention to the communication with Nat to try to pick it up myself.
Okay.
I'm learning from them, they're learning from me.
For the record, that's gonna take more than.
Obviously, it's
more
going to
than
take a
a
long
while.
time, but Todd
Yeah.
decides that it matters, so he's
Yeah.
going to start learning.
Okay. Oscar, how about you and Serval? What are you guys doing while this is going on?
I am scribbling down notes on a large piece of parchment.
Serval looks over his shoulder to see if it's at all legible.
So, I'm not gonna lie. I intended for this session to be downtime, but is there any downtime? I know Serval was wanting to talk to Imric and Avi, which they are here, and you can if you want right now.
Oh, they are here?
Yeah, they're here.
Fantastic.
I don't
Okay.
have them on the map just because. Well, actually, I do have them on.
You
the
do
map.
have them on that. Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because I can't see the map.
Right. Yeah. Basically, anyone in Troll Skull Alley that you guys would like to talk to, minus Vincent Trench.
I was going to say,
Who
Vincent
is-
Trench?
Yeah, he is not here.
Son of a bitch.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Once we summon him.
I won't stop
Oh
you.
no.
won't stop. But yeah, so you, Serval, did you want to talk to them too?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So yeah, they're sitting at the bar and will welcome you to pull up a stool next to him, and Rashal will join you too if you want him to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, gentle people, I have a request. I have this scimitar here that needs repairs, and I would like to enhance it.
And then he does a double take. Wait, y'all aren't devils or fiends or intellect devourers or lying to me in any way, are you?
So Imbric is going to take the pommel to that scimitar, and this is the pitted one, right? The damaged one.
Yes.
And he just looks at it and he says, "I can get you a new one."
Well,
That doesn't
that
sound good.
one. This one was damaged due to the fight with the troll on Trolltide, the one that killed my friend.
I see. He kind of turns it over and looks at it. He says, "Well, do you just want it repaired? What are you looking for?"
Well, I'd like to enhance it in a way that would, should I come against further trolls in the future, I can deal with them handily using this.
He just kind of nods his head and says, "We'll see what we can do with it. It might take a little bit of looking into, but yeah, I think we can manage something."
With the troubles of late with the various supernatural creatures, I'm also looking for something to help protect me against scrying, and if possible against domination or charm, that type of thing. Do you all have any recipes for protective magics that might help?
That's going to be out of their realm of expertise. That'd be more along the lines of Rashal, and what he'll tell you is he doesn't have any for sale personally, but if you're looking for something like that, he could either look into having one made, which might be a little on the difficult side, or he could you might look for it at the auction.
It's definitely. I figured that it would be rare. So if this is going to take some effort, I'm willing to go the distance. He's gone the distance.
So we will discuss the details of the scimitar later time.
Okay,
So I know
but
I've got some
Serval,
ideas, but yeah, we'll
if
talk about that
Serval
in
needs
detail.
to offer them some sort of compensation and monetary or what have you for their efforts and such to research this stuff, then he's willing to do that.
Let's wait and do any kind of payment all at one time, just so I don't have any extra bookkeeping. Just
Okay. However you want to handle it.
yeah.
Speaking of, did I ever physically pay them?
For the armor?
Armor.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, okay.
You did.
I couldn't remember.
You did.
Sorry.
Because I remember distinctly because you actually paid them a tip.
Oh, right. Yep. Cool.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
You're good. You're
Anybody
good.
else? Bart, did you want to take Jinx out back and show him a thing or two with a prestidigitation or something?
No, magic doesn't start with magic. Magic starts with books.
That's true. And
When you say that, I'm like, then how about you take him to the library?
And that's what I would do.
Oh, okay.
Um, Jinx is actually the only one of the three that can even read. So,
Perfect.
That's surprising that he can.
not particularly well, I will say.
But there's a start, which
Yeah.
is amazing because we go into the library and I'm like, so first things first, we need to get you reading.
Well, where do we start? I know how to read a little bit.
A little bit. You know how to read?
Some, not a lot.
Excellent. Even just a little bit is a great start, and I will start teaching him how to read.
Fucking
Definitely
Christmas
treating
carols.
him like he's a commoner.
Go ahead, roll me just a straight intelligence check, just out of curiosity. So,
We
okay.
all roll so good.
So good.
Here's the thing. This is a long-term thing, and you've never really taught anyone specifically before, so you're learning how to teach him in a way. So,
That's fair.
you've never had an apprentice. You only know what what
From
you
when you
personally
were
went
an
through.
apprentice,
Right,
how
exactly.
you were.
So yeah, you can definitely start the process on all of these things. And Oscar, is there anything you want to?
Just a reminder, Drax, that you have not told Todd what was in that book yet at all.
Oh shit, you're
Yeah.
right. So I will approach you at some point tonight.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. Oscar, I know you said you were taking some notes. Is that something we need to
That
talk
might
about?
come up later.
Okay. So, unless anyone else has anything else for the rest of the day, I'm going to call it a long rest.
Sounds
Cool.
like a plan.
All right. So, the next morning comes. I'm going to remove everybody else from this combat tracker now, but I need to make a note to myself to fix all of those encounters that were reliant on the old map. So I'll have to spend time doing that, but that's fine. Anyway, so the next day comes, and early morning, bright and early. What do you guys want to do?
Just
Well, like I said, at some point in the night I would have gone and talked to Todrin.
Right. I'm sorry. Yes. Go ahead.
I would have explained to him in greater detail what was going on. I wouldn't have been shitty about it and like, oh, by the way, you got fucked. We all got fucked because you got fucked.
Is there anything else that you added to the notes that he needs to read or anything? Kaizen?
That I need to beat?
Read.
Oh, just what I told you guys earlier that was in the journal. Just Drax, I told you that, didn't I? That the there was one of the more recent entries was that the Seraphina wrote about the exorcism of Vincent Trench was fake.
Yeah. So I would have outlined all that.
Yeah, for you other two as players, I don't know how much you know about all this from Kaizen directly, but
They don't.
They know? Oh.
They don't. No.
Oh, they don't know. Okay.
But
yeah.
Feel free to tell them.
I'll tell them that, just as players, that Vincent was in on the deception of me, trying to fool me into being Suni's chosen. And so the entire exorcism was orchestrated. And part of the deception was trying to get me alone so that they could fool me with the ritual because, among other things, Bart may have recognized what the ritual was.
Yeah. Bart, in particular, was a very distinct concern that he would have realized that they were not doing what they said they were doing.
And so instead of exorcising the demon or devil from Vincent himself, it was a summoning ritual instead. And then we killed it. And that was all a fake. It was all a lie.
Of course.
Which kind of fucking blew my mind.
Yeah, I just out of character real quick. I looked everywhere to see if anyone had ever done anything like that before, and I couldn't find shit.
Dude, it was so awesome. I love that. That was so cool. You were yanking my chain with Lorelei so fucking well. Yeah, that was really
well
cool.
done.
It was very well done.
I just almost said that's not the only thing she was yanking, but I refrained.
dear.
And yet you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Huh, funny that. Yeah, that was fucking nuts. Okay, so yeah, so you tell
Yeah, it
Todd all
was.
that, and you can just see him crumbling more and more. But he's taking it well.
As you crumble, you
is-
take
is-
it well.
Yep.
Is this conversation taking place in your bedroom,
Yeah.
Todrin?
Yes, it is.
That night or the next morning? I think you guys
That
said
night.
this was that night. Okay.
That night, yeah.
I just want to be sure.
Yeah. So I'm looking at you and I'm like, so that pretty much seals the deal, huh? I was never her chosen.
You may not be her chosen, Todrin, but you're definitely her paladin. And I kind of flick your little gem on your forehead that won't fucking stop blinking.
It's on a necklace now.
It's
Yeah.
on a necklace now.
Oh, right. I flicked the stupid necklace that just won't stop blinking.
I just grin. Yeah, I mean, that is true.
It's not nothing, Todrin.
That's
It's not nothing.
That is true. I have lied to so many people about that.
It's not so much that you lied, as that you didn't.
You
know
were
the truth.
deceived, and so you were.
Well, I
you
know,
were-
but in
Oh, I'm not
character,
there, never
Todd.
mind.
Yeah, it's like in character, Todd doesn't see it that way. I've fooled many people with that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, well,
We'll do what we can to make it right, Todrin.
exactly. That's the first thing I need to do tomorrow. I need to go to the temple tomorrow and see about that. Thank you for this.
So-
Of course, of course.
Can I
So-
have the journal?
Yeah, there's nothing incriminating in it, like, for me, so whatever.
I'm glad that's your first concern.
Well, yeah, it is. I've been arrested for this shit.
We
yeah,
were all arrested, jackass.
Yeah, and you treated me like crap when it happened.
Oh, that's right. Todd doesn't remember that.
Yeah.
We all got arrested. Yeah, you were a dick.
I was.
Oh,
I
I
actually
was?
don't honestly remember being arrested. So. Okay, yeah. So we can call that a long night's rest.
So, Todrin, during that night, you were visited once again, not this time by Suni or by Lorelei, but by the succubus.
Son of a bitch.
She appears to you in her normal form, and this
As
one's shorter.
in, so it looks like a succubus.
Yeah, this one is a shorter visit. Give me just a second here.
Shorter because I can't get it up anymore.
Happens to all the paladins this season.
Yeah.
So basically, this isn't one where you can really communicate back, but this is more of a she shows you just you're surrounded by beautiful women. You're surrounded by lust and hedonism and all these, wine just by the barrels. That's just everything that you enjoy and desire is here in a plenty. And she just looks into your eyes and she says, "You could have had all of this and more, and I'm always willing to take you back."
Fuck. And this is
And-
like a forced vision she
Yeah.
puts on me.
And the next morning when you wake up, there is a white alabaster mask sitting on your nightstand. Looks like what a masquerade mask looks like? Where it's just-
Yeah.
looks like a half mask.
Totally put that on.
There is a that is sitting on your nightstand.
With like the stick on it and everything.
No, this one's more of a it'll Excuse me.
It fit your face.
Yes, I burped. I apologize. But, yeah.
Son of a bitch. She's not going to leave me alone. All right. I'll pick up the mask and take it down to breakfast with me.
Okay. So yeah, the rest of you by now probably sitting down in the tap room. Or Bart, would you be down there? Oscar,
Yeah.
Serval.
Yes,
Indeed.
sir.
All right. So yeah, you come down and they're all here having breakfast. So really early in the morning, the sun's just barely up.
Well, and they're serving us food and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Liv is taking care of your meals this morning.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but definitely would have passed on that we left the message with still being.
Oh yeah, that's simple enough. They'll tell you that they'll take care of it and thank you for doing what you could.
Is there an item for the mask?
There is somewhere. I can't seem to find it. That's literally what I was sitting here looking for.
Oh, okay. Well,
I will get it to you later because
Okay.
I cannot find it. It's just an art piece, really. It's not a magic item or anything like that, as far as you can tell.
oh, okay.
As far as you can tell.
Right, which I couldn't at all. Okay, yeah. All right, well, I have some rather unpleasant business to take care of at the temple. Y'all are welcome to accompany me.
Of course, we got you.
Well, thank you.
Indeed.
And, yeah, okay. So we'll
Alright,
head
so
that way
yeah.
if no one else has anything.
Yeah, does anybody else have anything for y'all? Go to the
Just downtime stuff, unless something comes up until the point that we get to the event that the castle enters.
Is there anything specific as far as downtime that you want to take care of?
For downtime stuff, I want to promote the bar, the tavern. I want to
Improve
Talk.
the tavern.
I want to talk to Tally about improvements or changes at least, and I want to look into buying Floon's place.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So, first off, let's go over what kind of improvements to the tavern do you guys want?
Well, this is important. First off, we need to establish if we can get Floon's place.
Let's see.
Because that's like right next door, right?
It's across the street.
Caddy
and kind of,
corner.
yeah.
Caddy corner.
kind of- I'll bring up Troll Skill Alley so you can tell.
Definitely short walking distance for us to live there
Yeah.
and host a tavern over there.
Right.
So is that the goal here? You guys want to?
Well, is
I'm
Floon's
down.
just a bar?
It's just a bar. Yeah.
It's just a building? Is it a fairly big building?
Compared to Troll Skull Manor, it's not.
Not
It is.
comparatively. I know
It is.
Charles
It is
Hall's
one.
bigger,
It
but-
is. I think it's actually 2 floors, but
Okay, cool.
it's got a bedroom, and it's got a decent kitchen. The tap room is smaller than Troll Skull Manor's significantly.
All right. Well, why I'm asking is I would go to Tally looking to turn Floons into a manor
Mhm.
so that we could live there and turn Troll Skull Manor into the Restless Inn.
Yeah, so it's a tavern with an inn upstairs.
Yeah, and then it's a Restless Inn.
Yep. Which is what we've called it half the time anyway.
Yeah.
It might as well
Um,
be true.
You could make more money off of that.
You could do that. I'll have to draw up a map of Floon's place. Yeah. But you.
Sorry, I know you've put so much work into Troll Skull
No,
Alley.
that's cool. Let's see here. You guys would have 5.
I guess what we could do is turn.
You'd have 6 rooms essentially.
What if we
the
took
inn.
took flu? What if we took Floons and just turned it into an inn?
Also an option.
I was kind of thinking about that. The only issue that I can come up with, which is fairly minor, is that if we own both, people at our tavern would stagger across the street to get to the inn.
Well, you're right.
Well, that's
Teleportation
not.
circles.
It's not a big deal. I mean, I meant that to say that it sounds like a great idea. That's the only minor thing I could come up with.
And rat fairies.
I like the idea of having the tavern so that I like our setup and just having the other thing be an inn. I think that's my favorite setup.
Right, and that I was
Yes, I
only
do.
bringing that up because Kason has already put so much work into our map.
There's
Don't
that too.
seriously. Don't let that hold you back. You guys make whatever decisions you guys want to make. That's fine.
Well, we could have the manor we're living in now be the Restless Tavern, and then the other building could be the Restless Inn.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Because it's not just tavern people that need an
Between-
inn, too.
between the renovations, the cost of actually buying the place in the first place, s- I'll cover staff and other things like that later. But just the building and the renovations, it's probably going to take a month of renovations. So you guys, it'll probably be the rest of the next month, which is flame roll. Yeah, flame roll. So it wouldn't be
The
ready
month
till
we're
midsummer.
gonna be gone.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
fine, I
you
think.
guys do that. I think the total cost is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, I'm going to call it 2,500.
Okay.
The renovations, that may be more than it should be because the renovations to Trollskull Manor were 1,000.
But we're not like rebuilding walls or breaking down walls. We're not changing that much.
Well, you would
For
be
Trollskull.
actually for this
No,
place.
that's what I'm saying. Is that for this? That's why bumping up
That's
the
why
cost
it's
might be reasonable.
That's true. So yeah, let's call it 2,500 for the building and the renovation. Tally can take care of all of that. Was there anything for Trollskull Manor then that you guys would want to do?
Safe.
You guys can do a safe. You could do a full walk-in safe. You could have Tally will actually tell you he could bring in the same guy that worked on the cellar and the secret, or he wouldn't actually know about the secret door. The same guy who worked on the cellar before, he can have come back, and you guys would know that was the guy that did the secret door for you.
Nice.
I was thinking, because Todd wants to make a regular thing about training the kids, and especially if I'm teaching ranged and melee, I was thinking maybe knocking out the wall between the den and the common room and making some sort of open training area.
Is there any other options for that, or is that going to be the best option? If it's the best option, I'm on board.
It looks like the best option to me because the library takes up most of the third floor.
The other option would be to expand the cellar, and the cellar is really the only part of it that you could really expand.
Oh, if expanding the cellar is an option, that would be perfect.
Yeah, that's where the
That
safe
would
is
be
going to go, I
better.
would imagine.
That would be better.
Yeah, so we can we can make the expansion of the cellar be about a training zone and use that as a mask to hide the fact that we're also putting a cellar or a safe in somewhere.
Now, wait, when we say safe, are we talking safe or are we talking a vault? Just out of
A
curiosity.
vault. I
Okay.
mean, we've got a lot of merchandise to
Yeah.
stash.
Yeah, what you guys
And
have
so-
probably wouldn't even fit in a typical safe. You're looking more
No.
for a vault.
Oh fuck yes.
That sounds awesome.
Guys, I just came a little bit. One
So,
day,
I'll tell you
one
what.
day you guys are gonna we'll have this safe and it'll be this vault and it'll be fine and dandy. And one day you guys will come downstairs and the vault door it'll just be behind a panel wall, and it'll be like, "Where's the vault?" And then you'll like look in and you'll find it, and you'll open up the panel, and there'll be an adamantine door.
Ooh.
And you go, "What the fuck?"
Ironically, very similar to the the other one.
So I'll tell you what, we will discuss the details of that through Discord
At a later point.
at a later time, because I think we could get really involved in that if we wanted to. So
I think Kaysen would really enjoy getting real involved with it, and I would too, honestly. So we could have
yeah,
a lot of fun with this.
let's talk the details of Troll Skull Manor renovations through Discord. But as far as Floon's place, or damn it, I've done it now. Emic Froon's place, 2,500 gold pieces. You guys can figure out how you want to divvy that up. Do you guys want to pay for that now, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that. Is that for both the purchase of the property and the renovations, or is that
Yeah,
just the renovations?
that's both. That's the whole
Okay,
It's so
The-
expensive.
What's the
the
number you
property
said again?
and-
Sorry.
2,500.
25.
So
Yeah.
that's the property and the renovations both.
If we just do that equally.
That's 125, 625 each,
I'm good with this.
right?
Equally.
Someone pull up a calculator, double check. my math.
I will. That's right.
Cool.
Nice. All right.
Done, dude.
All right. So
Don't
anyway,
forget to
anything
do
else?
servals.
Right.
I'm gonna say by the time you guys
Thank you.
finish talking to Tally about that and getting the ball rolling on that, it's approaching noon. Just 'cause
That's reasonable.
that's an in-depth conversation that he'll be happy to have with you guys.
All right. And then I need to
Wow,
go
dude, you
talk
still
to.
have, like all your gold.
Still need to talk to Ayana.
Let's go.
All right. So yeah, you guys come to the beautiful Temple of Beauty, and she is pretty easy to find, as typically she is. You'll find her out in the garden. She's actually tending some of the flowers out in the garden. And this beautiful fountain right there next to her. She says, "Todrin, hi.
Right.
Are you okay?"
I'd offer you a flower, but you seem to be covered in them.
Let me. And she takes one of the flowers out of the garden and hands it to you.
Oh, that's awesome. He takes it and puts it behind his ear. Thank you. Thank you.
It's time we start repairing our relationship, and allow this to be my first token of that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I agree. I think that my first token will be absolute honesty to you. We'll need a more secluded place to discuss it because it's a lot, and I want you to be able to decide how to handle it.
Okay. This way. She'll lead you, and she says, "Your friends?"
Please, yeah, they're in on this as well.
Okay. And she'll lead you to one of the private alcoves where people do the hop on the good foot and do the bad thing.
That's awesome.
I don't think I've ever heard it described that way.
Pass
That's
Pass
fantastic.
that by me one more time.
Hop on the good foot and do the bad thing.
Yep. So once we
Okay.
walk through the fog bank of twat mist and approach
Wow.
Wow. Everything else has been so pristine and beautiful and well worded.
Talk
and
about painting a picture.
Yep.
I mean, I've tried to make this point before that
It's a lot of
the Temple of-
sex.
the Temple of Beauty is a beautiful place. There are beautiful people, and there's a lot of like courtly romance. But there's a lot of these priestesses and acolytes who also spend a lot of time at fest halls and or brothels. So
Lots
it's
of
a thing.
sex. Lots of sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skin trick.
Skin interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll all gather in there and tell her.
And
So
here's the thing: in this world, that's not necessarily a taboo. There's literally Ed Greenwood wrote a lot of stuff saying that this is normal. Like this is not something that anybody turns their nose up at or anything like that. That it's common and it's accepted and it's normal. So
Well, when the gods walk among you, and one of them saying, "Hey, let's have fun and enjoy sex," it's like, okay, there's not a lot of room for argument
Yeah.
there or making
Anyway.
it taboo in your own.
yeah. Anyway, so she'll take you to this alcove and what is it you want to discuss?
well, and this may come to a shock to some of the rest of you as well. I will start with the big one. I am not Suni's chosen.
You were misled. You didn't know.
Yes, that is true.
Todrin, you can't blame yourself. It did this on purpose. There was its purpose.
Right. And he just kind of shrugs that off. It goes.
While you're doing that, I just turn my head slowly to you. I'm just kind of flat staring you.
Me?
Yeah,
I shrug it off. Todd
as
takes.
if like I told you.
Right. And I just like I did with you. Todd shrugs it off. He takes full responsibility for this. And he says, "Yeah, it went a lot farther than we expected. She staged, with help, she staged an exorcism, and she was in my dreams, masquerading as Suni. There was a lot to it. I just want to say,
you see her glance over at one of the statues that's of Suni. She says, "She must have gotten the image from our statues here."
right? I mean, it's not like I would know the real image. I'm not entirely clear where the line is. To be honest, it was so thorough. I don't know where I stand. The only thing I know for certain, and again, I will knock on my necklace and cause the armor to generate. That's the only thing I know for certain, is that I have this. And if there is any way I can put it to use, redeeming the damage that I have done, please let me know.
Todrin, what do you think should be done with the mirror? Do you think it should remain in our vault?
No, that's the last place I think it should be.
Come with me. And she'll lead you downstairs to where their vault is. She opens it up, steps inside.
Are we allowed in there?
She's taking the time to allow you in there. She is trying to show restored faith in Todrin. And
I am taking it all in visually.
there's a lot of mirrors. There's a lot of shinies. There's not much in the way of like gold coins.
There's not
as
500,000 gold dragons?
No, this is more jewelry and
Artifact based.
right, that kind of
But
thing.
this is gonna be beautiful stuff. Like,
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is beautiful. It is absolutely a lot of beautiful things. And sitting there in a very well taken care of display case is the mirror of Suni. She unlocks it with the key and takes it out, and she says, "I think this should be taken and spread to Suni's followers."
I agree. I think that would be an excellent place for it.
I understand that your father is going to Amvale.
Yes.
She hands you the mirror. She says, Mother Gothal's in Amphale is a fest hall. Mother Gothal herself is a devout Sunni worshipper. And I think that you should take this to her.
I like that. I like that a lot. It would be ironic for the artifact this creature bestowed upon me actually ends up doing some good.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah. And she says, "Now, everyone get out of here. I shouldn't let you in here."
Yeah, and then I'll take some time just talking her over and through everything that happened, and
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, just we can gloss over it, but I take her detailed through what happened, why I believed what I did, why I
Bless
was.
me, Father, for I have sinned.
Yeah, it's a full confession. Yeah, exactly. Just that's why I was against you, and that's why I thought you were against me, and
I have cursed and fornicated. Various times. Various times.
that last one many various times.
Bartholomew, you have just as you step out of the vault received a scenting spell. It is in Discord.
I got you.
Oh shit.
Ah. Well, as we walk outside, I'm like, looks like we're on our way to the castle ward. And I start walking that way.
What?
Yeah, Serval does the same thing. Like, huh?
Alright, so it's 10
and-
o'clock. I'm down to keep playing, but this is usually Kai's cutting point.
Kai, are you good for just a few more minutes? Because this
sure.
is.
Oh, okay,
I don't.
cool.
I hope I can finish this pretty quick, but we're gonna find out because this was what I wanted to close with. So.
Oh, alright, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Alright, cool. So we'll start walking towards the castle ward, and I'll explain that Barnabas, the detective we were working with, he
Yes.
just sent me a sending spell requesting our assistant at a bank of the Castellanters in the castle ward.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, you guys cross town from the Temple of Beauty to the Castle Ward, where a lot of essentially it's downtown. This is where the palace is, the market is down here, and a lot of commerce and trade and that kind of thing is. And so when you guys arrive at the Castellanters Bank, there are city watch everywhere. The whole a city block has been cordoned off.
I hate
But-
being right.
When you,
Right.
Sorry.
I had this before you ever said anything, by the way. So,
I figured you did. I just,
uh,
I figured that this was how they get them.
so, sorry. As soon as you guys approach the line, the city watch open up the thing and let you guys through. Barnabas and Saith meet you outside, and they say, well, as you can see, there's been an incident.
I see that. Apparently the Castellanters were robbed.
They claim by the Black Viper.
Oh, the Black Viper. Has there been consistent strikes by this jackass recently?
There have been consistent Black Viper hits, we'll call them, on noble villas across the city. This is the first time anything like a bank has been hit.
Well, this doesn't fit the Black Viper's modus operandi.
No, it doesn't. It would either imply that Black Viper has stepped up, or that they are misleading us.
The Black Viper is a patsy in this case. I imagine that they've just made a serious enemy of the Black Viper if this gets out that the Black Viper's been implicated.
Well, they are making a point of implicating the Black Viper. They're being quite loud about it. And he'll lead you guys inside into the bank, and you in fact see Lord Castellanter and Lady Amalia Castellanter, along with their butler Willifort Crowell.
Bittersweet moment.
So you see the three of them, and Lady Castellanter is just tears, and her husband is kind of comforting her, and when you guys enter, their eyes catch yours, and there's this awkward moment of just them staring as you guys walk.
Bart's not awkward. He stares down too. Blank
Same.
stare.
I've got anger in my eyes.
Serval's got a amused look in his eyes, just
I'm
kind
the-
of like edging them, kind of like, dare you.
I am the cool, wintry stare of a noble.
Yeah, they
And Serval is definitely not.
Oscar found a pinwheel. And he's been spinning it joyfully.
Honk.
So Lord Castellanter kind of pats his wife on the shoulder and says, Willifort, will you see to it that the investigators have everything they need and bring the coach around? And he steps forward to you guys and puts his hand out to shake first Barnabas' hand, then Saith, and then he offers his hand to you, Todrin.
Who is this?
This is Lord Castellanter.
Victorio himself.
Todd doesn't shake.
Not Victorio, Victoro.
Uh,
I don't even really react. My eyes move where he goes, but I'm clearly
Is
angry.
he wearing that dress thing?
he is.
Jesus Christ.
When you don't offer to shake his hand, he just
I will.
There's
When
no
he doesn't,
flinch.
I will step in and shake his hand.
he shakes your hand and nods his head and goes to the next person.
Castellanto.
He doesn't say anything, but he goes next to Oscar. Oscar, are you gonna shake Lord Castellanter's hand?
Firmly.
He just nods, and he
Probably has no idea who this is.
last coming
He
up to
knows.
Serval, and he says, I don't believe we've met.
I don't think so, my lord.
Well, investigators, if you have everything that you need, I will be seeing my wife home. And Barnabas
As he
just
walks
kind of
away. Enjoy your time, Victoro.
yeah, he doesn't
Sorry
say
for the.
he kind of pauses but he
loss.
doesn't say anything.
And I just kind of.
Oh, I get
it's
that.
that exact.
He
It's
yeah.
fucking. It's fucking. Oh. My
I-
brain is gone. John Travolta from fucking Pulp Fiction. Just his.
And immediately after Bart ends his comment, I'm like, I imagine she'll need a lot of comforting in the coming days.
You see, he stops in the doorway, and there's this very clear, like you don't even have to have an inside check. There's this bristle. You could practically hear him gritting his teeth as he keeps walking.
Good, son of a bitch. He's making us allow his kids to die, and I don't like that at all.
Yep. We
And
have
so,
to
You guys watch as the tiefling butler, this Williford Crowell, brings around the coach, and when Victorio tells him to see to it that the investigators have everything, he remains behind as the Castellan leave in the coach.
Good old
And
Barnabas.
so,
Serval would pass by the investigators and said,
Hold on, really quickly. The deal was for their soul, so they'll die, but they'll go to hell.
right.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
this is worse than just their life.
Yes, it is. But how do we weigh their souls against so many others? And
How indeed.
it's an impossible situation. But Serval would definitely go to the investigators and say, you know, they had a butler just like this one, who looked exactly like this one, who wound up being a shapeshifter.
Who are you telling this to? Just Barnabas and Safe?
Yes, and said, we saw that one die while protecting a dragon. So I don't know what this one is, but I definitely suspect it's not what it appears.
As he's saying this, I walk over to the person, and I am gonna go ahead and
Hi, Vincent. Oh, sorry.
go through
Sorry.
the motions. I'm just staring this thing in the eye, and I channel my divinity, turn the faithless.
So, for the record, the room you're in right now is you, the four of you, Barnabas and Safe, and him.
Mm-hmm.
What is your DC?
Oh boy, here we go. Good question. 8 plus prof plus charisma, I believe. Which would be, where's proficiency? 3 plus 4, so 5, so 13?
That doesn't sound right.
No, I'm sorry, 7. 15.
That's better. Okay.
That did sound kind of low.
And what's the save?
Wisdom. Wisdom saving throw.
Roll a d20 and add 3.
Oh.
I hope that's its save.
It is.
Yeah!
Oh, wow.
I rolled a 1 for you, Serval, so...
You watch
Or
as Wilfort's
Laner.
form shifts into that.
Is he okay?
A Rakshasa?
Oh,
shit.
shit.
And he just looks you dead in the eyes.
As am I. And do I have an action? Can I summon my armor?
No,
Nope.
not before he does this. He
Okay.
says, "It's not over yet."
No, it ain't.
Do we recognize the voice?
Not this one.
Okay.
This is a different
Okay.
voice. This is. He says, "They're not going to make it in time for the deadline. They'll try to save the souls of their children. They'll fail. But they won't blame themselves for it. They're going to blame you for interfering in their plan. Just as they're going to blame me for failing to stop you." He just kind of snorts and he says, "We won't be seeing each other again. Don't come looking for me. If you do, I'll kill everyone you know and destroy everything you love before I come after you. And there is nothing you can do to stop me."
Who did you do that to?
The butler.
That was their butler?
Castle enters butler. Yep. I'm just standing there staring at him. Just waiting.
He starts to cast a spell.
I'm not gonna stop him.
He is gone.
Oh man.
Damn.
He is gone.
Oh, wait, I'm not gonna fight a Rakshasa. I'm not stupid.
Just a kitty cat.
Player character, I didn't know what that was, but it. No.
Saith and Barnabas are both standing at the door. Both of them just like, what?
They heard everything he said, right?
They saw
They've
it all. They saw it all. They were right there.
Yes.
And they look at you guys and they just go, "What have you done?"
It's what we
Did
did
they
a
know-
long time ago, gentlemen.
Did they know that the castle hunters are the heads of the Asmodeus cult? Have we told them?
We have not
I
told
know
them,
there's
no.
a couple people. No. So I think this is a good time to explain that now.
No. We don't want to
No?
put them in a difficult position.
Well, then we definitely want them to pass up what they saw and heard up the chain of command. And when they ask us, tell them that for their own physical safety, that they just need to pass the information up. And
What we need to do is ask them what they want to do.
how much risk they're willing to take. That's a good
Right.
point. Okay.
That's true. Yeah, I'll
So,
turn to them. They ask, "What have you done?" I'll just turn to them. What are you gonna do about that?
how much risk are you willing to put yourselves in?
Barnabas just kind of looks at you guys, and I find it amusing that the music stopped at this moment.
It's
He
called
just looks at you
foreshadowing.
guys and he says, "Do you know what that thing is?"
Honestly, no,
Do
I don't.
we?
You,
As a player,
I don't
what
think any of
does-
you would have any reason that it.
Serval might, just because of his family, might be accused of being something like that. He might have misinformation, but he might have.
Roll a history check for Serval, because that's a fair point.
Because Rakshasa are devils, not demons, right?
Fiends.
They're fiends.
They're just
They're like
random fiends.
yeah, they're like the succubi and incubi. They're not really affiliated with one type of fiend. They're just generic fiends.
Bart, have you got
Who's
Serval?
got Serval?
Serval?
Oh, fuck, yes, I do. God damn it. What kind of check?
History.
A checky check. A checky check.
This is his first check tonight, so
That's fair.
you got a 13 for a 16 total.
Um, it's a rare enough and obscure enough thing that I really don't think that you would have necessarily heard of them. I'm
Okay.
gonna say no.
That's fair.
Okay.
So what was it? We don't know what that was.
Yeah, none of us have
Yeah.
any clue what a Rakshasa is. We just know that it turned into a tiger
That's
creature.
what it's called yet.
Barnabas says, if you've pissed off that creature, you are in for a whole lot of trouble.
What will it be? Pretend to be someone I care about? Like he says, deadpan.
You don't understand. Those things don't stop. It'll keep coming. It'll keep coming, and it'll kill everyone. Everyone you know, everyone you love, and it will save you for last.
It did just say that. And it also said that it would only do that if we chased it. So, don't really intend.
What was that thing called, Barnabas?
That is a Rakshasa.
I'll write that down in my book.
Gonna do the jazz hands with the dough. Rakshasa.
Rakshasa.
Nice.
Oh no.
So yeah, Todrin kicking over bees' nests.
Yep. Hopefully that one, I don't know, stayed closed. It sounded like he left with a threat, not a promise.
So I'm gonna leave it with.
I guess we'll find out.
The investigation continues. You guys finished your day, and I'm gonna assume you guys do more downtime. But is there anything else you guys want to do for the rest of the day before I call it a night? Because there's one last thing I want to get to before we call it, and it's really short, I promise.
from this point on, generally all of my spare time is used training either the tiefling kid or the other one. Fuck. Wow, I'm brain farts so bad. Nat. Nat and Ridley. I don't fucking know.
Nat and Squidly.
Squidly. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to just run them dry with training. Really kick their ass with it.
Break them down so you can build them up.
Yep. That's pretty much
So
he's replacing his chosen purpose with that purpose.
I would be doing
And-
the same for Jenks.
Serval would be, honestly, he'd be occasionally poking around the Zentarum situation, and then also
What do
poking
you mean
around
the
the.
Zentarum? What do you mean the
What?
Zentarum situation? Are you looking for Davil or?
Well, just trying to keep up with Devil and everything that he's got going on. Not really
Okay.
research or downtime stuff in regards to them any way that Serval can, be of assistance towards them, if at all. And then also there would be the auction house, poking in at the auction house, looking for a few items to help go after Xanathar. And if there's anything else about Xanathar, well, no, he wouldn't go after Xanathar. He'd look after the creatures that Xanathar employs. Looking at, and he would also probably spend time with the Waters Deep Wazoo. What's his face? Downtime, trying to get more information about the everything he's doing. The intellect of ours, the
Gaxley Rudderburst, yeah.
yes, thank you,
Rudder burst.
Gaxley.
Okay. Anything for you, Oscar? Rest of the day.
No, sir.
All right.
I'll
So-
involve him with my training of the two kids then if he's
Sure.
not doing anything.
Get to learn to read.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
There you go. Yeah, to learn them their
There's Bart.
their brain
So,
stuff.
There you go.
Bartholomew, once you have retired to your bedchambers for the evening, there's a envelope on your nightstand that reads, it says, "For your eyes only."
Okay. I'll
Your
read the
arcane
letter.
locks work really great.
Did you get that?
Ouch.
Yes. What? No.
And that's where we're going
What?
to end it.
No.
You just hear that from upstairs.
Yeah, just what? No. What?
And that's where I'm
No.
ending it.
What? No.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason.
Awesome. Good
Am I the
game.